This is a demonstration of integrating PredictionIO, an open source machine learning framework, with the DreamHouse App Cloud sample application. Here I am in Salesforce and I've installed the DreamHouse package, and so we can go check out what's in here. We can launch the DreamHouse app and see that there's properties, and we can go through and look at the details on those properties and that sort of thing. One of the related objects to a property is favorites. So we can see that the user foobar has favorited this property, and we can go in and check out the different favorites here. So that's the favorites on that particular property. If we go back to the app launcher, go to other items, and then go to favorites, then we can see there's my recently viewed. Let's view all of the favorites. So there we go. We see here's all the favorites in the system. And so what we're doing with PredictionIO is we're using the favorites data to learn what a user might be interested in based on what they've favorited and what other users have favorited. So you can see I have a user here, DCSWT, and it's favorited one property, and then the foobar has favorited 4 properties. So PredictionIO will learn based on that favorite data what it should recommend. So let's see what this actually looks like in the app. Here I am in the app on Heroku. This is the customer-facing DreamHouse mobile web application, and this is a special version that I've created to provide the recommendations. So if I go in here, I can come in and see my favorites. I've just favorited one property, the Stunning Colonial, but you'll see there's a menu item here for recommendations. If I go to recommendations, you'll see now it's providing 4 different recommendations, and these match the recommendations that foobar has favorited. And the reason why it's recommending these is because both foobar and me have favorited the same property. So it says, hey, if I like something that foobar likes, then I should recommend it. And so that's why we're seeing those recommendations there. So the PredictionIO machine learning framework is running on Heroku, and we use it to learn and to recommend properties. So let's try to make a change to what foobar has favorited, and then update the learning machine, and then get different recommendations out. So let's just go in and create a new record here in favorites and specify property. Let's see, I don't think I've favorited the Baxter Street one yet by foobar. Okay, so there we go. We see now that there's a 5th favorite in the list of favorites from foobar with that 110 Baxter Street. Now that we've added an additional favorite record into Salesforce, we want to make sure that data synchronizes to the database where the recommendation training data comes from. And to do that, let's go back to my list of apps here. We'll see that I have a DreamHouse web app PIO, and what I'm doing is I'm using Heroku Connect to synchronize the data from Salesforce down into a Heroku Postgres database, and then exposing that so that the learning engine can read that favorites data. So let's go into Heroku Connect's configuration for this web app, and we should see that the data has been synchronized down to the Postgres database. So we can go see there's the favorites table, and there's 5 rows in Salesforce. There should actually be 6. It looks like it hasn't quite synchronized yet. So what we can do is go pull Salesforce, and then it will see, all right, yep, there is a new record there, and we're going to synchronize that data down to the database on Heroku. So now we can train our application with this new data. So the sync time varies, just depends on how we've set it up, and there may be some latency in there. Okay, so with that new training data synchronized to Heroku through Heroku Connect, let's go back to our machine learning app here, the DreamHouse PIO app, and the way that this works is on startup it's going to read the training data and relearn based on that data, and of course you could set that up to work in a variety of different ways, but I do it on startup. So what I need to do is restart this app to relearn the data. So let's go check out the logs, and what we'll see is that it's going to start relearning that data, and this is going to take a minute, so I'll fast forward through this part. Okay, so learning is completed. Now the engine should be updated with the new learning information. So if I go back to this app and refresh it and then go back to my recommendations, we'll see that now there's a fifth item in there. One of the items, the new item, is the one that I just created the new favorite for, this 110 Baxter Street. So you can see that sure enough, we learned based on the change in data in Salesforce, and we're able to update our machine learning model based on that, and then provide the new recommendations to the users because of that. So that's integrating PredictionIO with the DreamHouse App Cloud sample application. Thanks for watching.